This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends, what's going on? It is Friday afternoon here on Kaplan and Crew along with Grande and the Brown Man. Today, Grande and I have switched spots. I was on Radio Row in Los Angeles from the convention center yesterday. I am back at home base San Diego. Grande, on the other hand, has gone to LA, and we'll find out, did Browner wind up coming up to LA yesterday? Because remember, Browner wanted to go to LA to get his credential, but I was going to give him a ride home. I didn't give him a ride home, so I actually don't know what happened to the young brother. So we'll find out here coming up shortly. It is Friday afternoon. We're just getting going. We are in the 7 Mile Casino studio, 7milecasino.com. Come on down, just 7 minutes south of downtown San Diego. All right, I already hear background noise, which means Grande is there. He's ready. He's on Radio Row. Grande, good afternoon. Yes. How's things going up there?
Everything's going fantastic, Scott. I'm distracted right now because there is like the most adorable service dog of all time on Radio Row right now. And he's like, he's wearing a vest that says "Do not pet," but he's going up to every single person for pets right now. It's like, I'm a dog dad, dude. I'm distracted right now, okay? But it's going great. Radio Row for a Friday, very mellow. I will not say dead, but very mellow. But as you know, Scott, it's very, very spread out this year. So that could be why it feels this way. I mean, but I've seen, Jerry Rice is here, Travis Kelce's here, Ed Smith is here. The usuals are here. Mm-hmm. So it feels a little, your intimidation. Derrick Henry's in front of me right now. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it feels normal, but it feels like less like intense as a Friday Radio Row normally does.
Yeah. Yesterday was so much fun. And I want to say to everybody who sent us messages on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you were, I want to say to everybody, thank you so much for the positive feedback yesterday, because what everybody seemed to really like was the impromptu sort of interviews that just kind of happened. I'm literally sitting yesterday where Alex is sitting right now. I'm by myself. It's not like we have a team of people and we've got a whole bunch of producers walking around trying to find stories and interviews. And like Bruce Buffer is standing by. Hey, Bruce, come sit down, hang out for a few minutes. People loved Bruce Buffer. Probably my favorite yesterday was Tony Baselli, because as you recall, we were talking to Tony Baselli yesterday about, are you going to get into the Hall of Fame? And he said, hopefully this is the last time I'm talking about this. And you know that Tony Baselli got into the Hall of Fame last night. I have goosebumps just saying it, that our friend Tony Baselli.
Did he get in? He's like the headliner.
The headliner on this class.
I think so. I think if you're looking at like who's getting in, I saw articles calling him the headliner.
Richard Seymour.
I saw articles calling Tony.
Really?
And since he's a great friend, I'm going to say he's a headliner.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I was the one on the show said he would get in. So, yeah.
Hey, look, I'm just happy for him. I mean, listen, Tony Baselli had a short but great career. And when you look at a few years ago when Terrell Davis went into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, also a short career, but a great career. I mean, for Terrell Davis, there were Super Bowls and there was a 2,000-yard rushing season. For Tony Baselli, as an offensive lineman, the metrics are a little different. But in the end, the voters ultimately said this. In his era, in his short career, Tony Baselli was the best player at his position. So it wasn't a 3-year career, it was a 7-year career. And he was the most dominant offensive lineman at the time. So short as it may be, he still makes it into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. So much love, man. I was so happy yesterday that we were having that conversation. Hey, is this it? Is this it, man? And yeah, today, Tony Baselli is a Hall of Famer, which is really cool. I think the other thing, guys, that I got a lot of feedback on yesterday was Dan Smith, our former 1090 colleague, because Alex, you put out a lot of social media yesterday about the crossover is back, and people loved seeing Darren come sit down. The San Diego Loyal sent out a tweet because Darren was wearing that Loyal jersey yesterday. So there was a lot of great feedback. Yeah, there was a lot of great feedback about yesterday's show. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a really good time. And you went after the show. You went crazy. You were like LA Cap to the max, dude.
This guy everywhere he's seen a picture of himself. A Instagram post popped up. Yikes.
Well, let me tell you guys something. So last night I had to get off the air with ESPN up in LA. and then I had to go do some social media stuff for ESPN, and I was getting people all day long sending me pictures because anybody who's in our industry who was in Los Angeles for the Super Bowl, they're walking around the convention center, the crypto.com arena, the LA Live, area where there's all kinds of festivities. And, ESPN has these giant billboards flashing all over the place. And there I am. I'm like, so I live down here in San Diego and I've been, little San Diego sports radio guy for the last 20 years, jump onto an LA radio station for the last year. And all of a sudden there's billboards all over downtown Los Angeles during Super Bowl week. Let me tell you guys something. I don't care how long you've been in media. I don't care how many times you've been on TV. I'm just telling you right now, you cannot be desensitized to that stuff. Okay. Seriously. Like you see a billboard of yourself in downtown Los Angeles and people are snapping pictures and sending it to you. You're like, whoa.
Take that.
Yeah.
Are you?
I know.
Dean is seeing your
Are
picture.
you like happy that you went with that pose, or are you like super regretful?
Oh no,
damn it, my face is everywhere, and that's what I love.
No. I'm stoked about that because you know why? Anybody can just stand there with their hands crossed. Hey, look at me. Anybody can just take a vanilla picture. That picture of me pointing, everybody has something to say about it. Some people think it's ridiculous. Some people think I look like a Vegas magician. Some people think it's hilarious. It doesn't really matter. Everybody has an opinion about it. Whereas if I were standing there with my arms crossed, they'd be like, who's that? Like average looking, middle-aged. You hear that, Browner? Middle-aged. Who's that average looking, middle-aged, 25-pound overweight white guy? Who's that guy?
With the shaved widow's peak.
Yeah. Who's that guy with his hairline 2 inches too far back? Who is that character? Yeah. So I got no regret on that one.
That ain't nobody but LA Cap.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Hey, LA Brown.
It only took you 50 years to find your pose,
I know,
man.
right? Right. LA Brown, are you going up to LA to get your credential? Because you told us this whole heartfelt story yesterday about when you're black in media and having this credential, which means you are now a legit member of the media, which is something you love being a part of. This is what you said yesterday. You said you're going to go get your credential. What is that? What am I looking at behind you? It's a credential?
A credential.
Okay. I mean,
man, I had
did
a
you think I
fire
was
here.
going to not pick that up? Did you think I was not going to pick that up?
But is it the credential?
Huh?
Is it the Super Bowl
But is
credential?
it the
dog?
credential?
It's probably 2 years ago's credential.
Say SBLVI?
It says Super Bowl media on there. Baby, stop hating.
No, don't hate. Celebrate. But Browner, I told you I'd give you my credential. You put your face in it.
My thumbtack just fell down. What a terrible situation this is right now. No, it was a fire here. I had so much stuff to do when the show was over because of the fire. By the time I would have left here, it was going to be 3:00, and I wouldn't have got there in time to get it. It would have closed.
Yeah.
So I just, sometimes life gets in the way, man.
Yeah. Hey,
so I can walk over there, and since it said it's a pre-week credential, which means after today it gets you nowhere.
Trashed.
Should I walk over there and be like, hey, my boy Browner didn't make it, but listen, this day's over, this week is over, give me the credential.
Yeah.
Right. They can call me. They can see my face. My face is on the picture.
Well, right. You should FaceTime him. But here's the other thing you should say. Here's the other thing you should say, Alex. If they say no, we're sorry, we can't do that. And let's just say the person that you're dealing with is white.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here's what you say to him. You say to him, you go, listen, did you see Commissioner Goodell's State of the League address? He said racism is never going to be tolerated in the NFL. It's not, discrimination will not be tolerated in the National Football League. And you just tell this white person who's holding that credential, this is a black man in America trying to do his thing, baby.
Right.
Okay.
This white media enterprise.
This morning I had two black individuals help me get a credential. So that may not work if it's the same people.
Oh, no. This is okay. Now it's gonna work. Just FaceTime me when you get there. Hey, bro, here's the deal, fam. I'm stuck up here. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is. You gotta make that money in other places, dog. Slap that man my credential, bro. It's all good. It's Friday, pimp.
Slap that man on my
Yeah.
credential.
And I guarantee you're gonna be like, all right, what's your name, dog?
Oh, that's
Boom.
great. That is great.
That's hilarious.
All right,
dude.
let's discuss for
It's
everybody.
like, what does he want it for? I'm like, dude, this is a black man in modern day media. He's proud. He wants to show it off. He wants to tell his children's
Right.
that this man was
He
at
just couldn't
Super
get
Bowl
there.
56.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right. Hey, let's set up today's show, and let me start off by saying this. Yesterday was one of those days where there was so much mayhem and things were so hectic. So Alex here was supposed to go to our people at iThrive MD because Olivia Amato beat him up so bad on the Peloton that he was like, he took COVID tests thinking maybe he was sick because that's how badly she beat him up on a 45-minute hit and hills run. So he was going to go to iThrive MD yesterday and take the intravenous vitamin bag, but things got so hectic that he didn't get a chance to do it. So Grande, when are you going to iThrive MD? Because I told Dr. Damani, I'm like, listen, we're getting so much feedback from people that are going to iThrive. The next big step in all of this is our 35-year-old Grande coming in to get re-energized because he's getting beat up so bad on the Peloton. But you had to cancel yesterday. So when are we going?
Yeah, I had to cancel. We can talk about why later because we have two guests coming up. But I didn't make it in time. I rescheduled to Monday after the show. I gave myself plenty of time to go after the show. So Monday I will be there, and I already know what I'm getting. I have it on a text, and I know what size I'm getting. I'm ready to roll.
Yeah.
Ready to roll.
Yeah,
I think after the weekend I'm about to put myself through, I think I'm gonna need it on Monday.
Yeah, I think you are too. In fact, I may even meet you there on Monday and sit with you and hang out. We'll do our own version of an Ivy Lounge. iThriveMD.com/Kaplan is the landing page. iThriveMD.com/Kaplan. And I would appreciate it if you guys would use that landing page because they keep track of all the stats. And here's the phone number, 858-240-1497, 858-240-1497. Make that appointment and get yourself healthy. And let's think about testosterone. Let's talk about NAD. Let's talk about IV therapy. A lot of different modalities for you at iThrive MD. And we'll find out how Grande reacts to the vitamins he's about to take intravenously on Monday. So, guys, let me tell you a quick story of what happened to me last night. So we get off the show, right? And then I had to go over to ESPN LA, which is over at LA Live. And I got done there to go do some social media stuff. So I go over to the convention center last night and I'm shooting videos, blah, blah, blah. And I get done and I walk out of the convention center. Okay. And there's people, I mean, a lot of people on the streets, I mean, it's LA, people are trying to get into the spirit of the Super Bowl. It's Thursday evening at about 8:30 PM. There's a lot of people at the convention center being part of the fan experience. So there's this family walking out in front of me and their son, who's probably 10, 11, 12 years old, he's like walking with his mom, dad, and a couple of siblings, and he's walking backwards, the kid. And just at the last minute, I see him and I go, oh no. And the kid hits like a little concrete pillar of some, like maybe like a 2-foot pillar,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. And the kid falls backwards over it, And I'm like, oh no. And he falls backwards over. And typical kid, he gets up, he wipes himself off, he's embarrassed. He's not crying or anything, but he's just embarrassed about it, And I'm like, hey man, you okay, buddy? You okay, pal? So, and his dad was like, you dumbass, right? So I promise you guys, it's not 15 feet after this poor little guy fell on this little tiny, like I don't know what you call these little pillars. There are these little concrete pillars in front of the LA Convention Center. I see the kid fall. I help him get up. And now I'm like 15 feet ahead. I'm walking straight forward. Okay. Remember, the kid is walking backwards. I'm walking straight. But I get out onto the streets and I'm looking around like where I want to get my bearings straight. Where am I? Okay. And I'm looking, there's bright lights everywhere. Like I'm in Times Square. Like literally there's giant billboards everywhere and they're all flashing and they're bright. And I walk out and I'm like, okay, where am I? I want to get back over to LA Live. Which direction am I going? And I'm walking the whole time and boom, I hit one.
You hit your face.
Dude, I hit another one of these little 2-foot concrete pillars and I fall. Like I hit the pillar with my right leg in the middle of my shin, and I go falling over. Now, here's the family with the kid, and the father's like, dude, I just told my son he's a dumbass for falling over this thing, and you just did the same thing. I'm like, bro, your kid was walking backwards. He was at least walking backwards. I didn't see it because I was looking up, like billboards, flashing lights. Where's
looking for
Staples
yourself?
Center? No. I wasn't looking for myself. I was trying to. Funny.
Is that me?
I was trying to find. Like, where am I? Because I don't know where I came in, where I came out. Where's Staples Center? And I kick this freaking little pillar, and I go falling over forwards, dude.
Did you have like full equipment, backpack, all that stuff?
I had nothing on me other than a Los Buki's jacket. Okay.
Did you scrape my jacket?
Oh no,
Alex, I did not scrape your jacket. Your jacket is fully fine, 100%. It was like the most important thing going. By the way, you talk about feedback yesterday. Darren Smith, Bruce Buffer, Tony Baselli, all these interesting people. Dude, the Los Buki's jacket was the hit of yesterday's show.
What'd I tell you?
Street cred, Browner. I got street cred in LA, dude. Okay.
I wish you would have left it under the table here so I could be wearing it right now.
I should have left it for you, but it's such a valuable thing, man. People might have, they might have taken it. Alex, Browner, I hit my leg on this little pillar. Alex, I would love for you today to take a picture of these little tiny pillars out in front of.
I know which ones you're
What
talking
the hell are
about.
they doing there?
It's to prevent like cars from like going in to the
terrorism,
driveways and stuff.
Terrorism.
Yeah,
bro. I'm telling you right now.
They work?
Kicked this thing. I didn't see it. I was looking up. Didn't see the pillar. I kicked it mid-shin. I went tumbling over. Okay. I got in my car last night at about 8:30 to drive home. I'm telling you right now, I was in the kind of pain that I thought to myself, let me stop at like a fast food restaurant and see if I can get a bag of ice to put on my leg while I'm driving home. I'm like, my leg's going to blow up. Well, lo and behold, of course, I get home last night. I got a bag of ice. I put it on there. I've got a dent in my shin. Like, I don't know if I fractured my shin, if I somehow bruised the bone. I don't know what the hell I did.
Hold it up. Let's see.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me see if I can get it.
You know I'm a doctor.
I do know that. Let me see if I can get this. I don't know, man. Oh, dude, it's a mess. It's a mess. Let me see if I can.
Oh, you're barefoot. Jeez, what are you, Aaron Rodgers?
I know, dude. Look at my leg. It's all bruised. It's gonna only get worse. It hurts like a mofo. There's a dent in it right over here. I don't know.
I see a little scratch.
Listen, I don't know what the hell, man.
It's blurry here, so I can't.
I don't know.
Behind you.
Who that?
Who that gold jacket behind you?
You don't know?
Cool. No idea.
All I know is this.
There was a dude also picking up a credential earlier, and he was like holding his gold jacket like it was like a towel. I don't care about this.
Well, okay, Alex, do this for everybody. Set up today's show because yesterday, after we got off the air, we did stick around to do a couple of other interviews, and we'll air them today. Just tell everybody what we have coming up.
So yesterday, we'll start in order. Yesterday, when we finished getting off air, we actually spoke with Diplo, the three of us.
Diplo,
Browner,
just by the way. Wait, say it again because you broke up for a second.
No, go ahead.
So Diplo, when we got off the air with Diplo, I said to him, I go, hey man, you're from you had some time in South Florida, Miami, right? He goes, yeah, actually Fort Lauderdale. I'm like, oh, me too. I'm from Fort Lauderdale. Turns out we went to rival high schools. We wound up talking about his high school wrestling career. We were talking about football, old football stories, schools in the air. I mean, we had this whole long bro down conversation. Of everybody that we've ever interviewed who's like a really big celebrity, particularly in entertainment, I got to say, this guy yesterday, Diplo, was about the most normal, nice guy. For a guy who headlines Coachella, you know what I'm saying? This guy was really, really cool in real life yesterday. I like Diplo. So he's coming up later on today.
Did you get his number?
I didn't get his number, actually.
You guys had all this stuff in common, and all this background, your rival high schools. Y'all didn't even.
I'll hit him up on social media. We also have Deebo Samuel that we talked to yesterday, but I'm cautioning everybody in advance. That's like pulling teeth. Okay, he was not exactly like an entertaining personality.
Did you call him a wide back?
So I got a scouting report on Deebo from others that interviewed Deebo yesterday, and you weren't alone.
No,
say that.
I don't know that he was being like
He was
I
over
don't think
it.
he was intentionally being like rude. He just wasn't an exciting personality. That's all.
I think he was on hour 6 of being asked about losing the NFC Championship game.
No.
He was over.
No.
Yikes.
Should we air it or should we just not even
Yeah.
air it today?
100% we're
Oh, really?
airing
How
it.
come? Because you
Yes.
want to watch me pull teeth? You want to
Good-
watch me struggle through an interview?
Good clicks.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then I can't.
You said when we finished the interview, you said that's the hardest I've worked in 20 years.
And then also Austin Ekeler's coming up next. Now, we've not had a Charger player, coach, front office executive, or anything. We've never had anybody on. Now, a lot of people are saying to me, don't put Austin Ekeler on, but I'm just going to tell you straight up, I love Austin Ekeler as a guy and as an undrafted free agent underdog kind of a player. I like the guy a lot. I just don't like the team and I don't like the franchise. So I don't know. There's some debate about whether or not we should put Austin Ekeler on.
I mean, dude, it is what it is. We're not putting. I mean, people always tell us like, "Oh, you should get Spanos on." Okay, so let's get the owner on, but not the guy we actually hate, but the guy, whatever.
All right.
We're putting Ekeler
All right.
on. It's
Stick
fine.
around, everybody. We're just getting rolling. Alex is on Radio Row. We got some good stories coming up. This is Kaplan and crew from the 7 Casino Studios.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
It doesn't matter what your background is and where you come from. If you have dreams and you have goals, and that's all that really matters.
I owe a lot to Charlie.
When you black, it's not a movement, it's a lifestyle. This is who we are.
The Rising, proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone. We were the first. We carried the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Main streets are the heart of our communities, where we connect with our neighbors, support local businesses, and share new adventures. Main Street Living celebrates all of this, bringing you uplifting stories with guests from across the country and your community. Main Street Living covers what's important to you today, from our street to your street. Join Cheryl, Danielle, and Quincy for Main Street Living. Mondays at 9 on Your View.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry, becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're going out looking for a pre-approval to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that. and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and I had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're going to do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
The Rich Eisen Show airs Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. An engaging blend of insightful football expertise with an offbeat mix of humor and pop culture while continuing to attract the most recognizable names in sports and entertainment. Only on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Explore the Southwest lifestyle, the culture, the music, the food, y más. Join hosts J.R. Cardenas and Vanessa Ramirez on Su Vida.
Welcome to 2022. Did you make a New Year's resolution?
We have the top 10 most popular and our advice on the next Su Vida.
Watch Su Vida Sunday night at 7 on YourView and YourView.com.
When doors open for kids, they change lives. For over 75 years, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater San Diego has been opening its doors to provide a safe place for kids whenever they are out of school. A place with caring mentors and opportunities to focus on academic success, healthy lifestyles, and character building. At the club, we do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid that walks through our doors by inspiring, empowering, and changing lives.
We were the first. We carry the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Number 22 ranked St. Mary's got the win over University of San Diego men's basketball on Thursday night. Marcellus Earlington had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. It is the 19th time this season that Earlington has had double-figure points. He still sits at 11th in the West Coast Conference, averaging 13.8 points per game. Jace Townsend had 10 points and was 4 of 4 from the stripe. It is the 9th time Townsend has scored 10-plus points this season. Terrell Brown-Soares tallied 4 blocks in just the first half. He has 61 blocks on the year, which is 4th all-time. He also had a career-high 3 steals. USD is now 13-12, 6-6 in the West Coast Conference. Next game for USD, they'll take on Pacific on Saturday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
My intention is to box to win a clean fight.
Convicted for draft evasion, threatened with imprisonment, Muhammad Ali is banned from fighting in all 50 states. But in Atlanta, Georgia, in October of 1970, that all changed. Matched against the top contender for the boxing crown, the greatest is back.
Ali's comeback, proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the Mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Great friends, we welcome you back to the 7 Mile Casino Studios. here on Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man. Grande's on Radio Row at the LA Convention Center now. Grande, what do you have coming up here now?
Our first Charger interview since they moved with Austin Ekeler. One of your favorites, to be fair to Austin. You love the kid.
I love Austin Ekeler. I hate the Spanoses. I hate the Chargers, and I root for their failure, to be clear. But I love this kid. Undrafted free agent. I love the guy. I do. So, all right. Are you going to hand off to him? Is that what you're going to do here, Grande?
He's coming up. He's actually coming up right now.
Let's see what happens here. All right. So yesterday we started to ask the question, should we bring Austin Ekeler on the show? Because I'm a huge fan of Austin Ekeler, the man, the ball player. But I have to tell Austin Ekeler up front, Austin, I am the president of the Charger Hater Club, man. So.
Oh, why is that? Okay, let's hear it.
Well, I mean, dude, I've been on the radio 20 years in San Diego. When the Chargers were trying to get a stadium built in San Diego, I was the guy leading the charge to try and get the stadium built.
Like literally grandmaster of the parade, stick, everything.
The day in 2016 when the Chargers played the Raiders, and I was standing on the field before the game because I was broadcasting the game for CBS, and Dean Spanos walked up to me, put his hand out to shake my hand, and that's he said, hey, I just want to thank you for everything that you've done to try and help us here. And he said, and if we would have gotten a 50% vote, I probably would have stayed and tried to fight. And I said, what do you mean would have stayed? You're talking past tense. He goes, I said, are you going to LA? Have you made the decision? He said, well, now we're leaning towards LA. And that was kind of the beginning of letting the cat out of the bag that this was all happening. So you'll have to excuse me, my friend. I'm a huge fan of yours. Okay. But I'm the card carrying member and the president of the Charger Hater Club. So and Austin.
Hey, okay, I get it. There's a reason behind it. So that's
and Austin,
that's
how about this?
acceptable.
You're the first Charger player or staff member to come on the show since the Chargers have left.
Wow. All right. Well, let's make a good first impression from the LA Chargers.
I want to tell you something, man. Honestly, if it was anybody else, I really wouldn't want to do it. It's just I have so much admiration for you.
I mean, we would interview Herbert. Don't get me wrong.
Well, Browner here wants to interview
Yeah.
Herbert. Yeah, I mean, but Austin,
You too.
so-
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, but truth is
I mean, he's Herbert. He's young. He's coming up. He's still kind of in that young stage, trying to like open up. He's going to give you just the direct answer. So, give Herbert a year or two. For sure.
but Austin, I honestly I say this because I wish you played for the Rams because I would be your number one fan. I'd be your PR man. I'd be talking about you every day on the radio about how much I love you because, dude, let me just ask you, when you came into the NFL, you're an undrafted free agent from a small school. What was your expectation of what your career was going to be at that time?
I didn't really have an expectation. I didn't have an expectation. I just had a standard for myself, and I think that's important for honestly everyone to know that. Look, okay, if you have an opportunity, you don't necessarily know how far you're going to be able to take it, but you know one thing that you can apply yourself 100%. And I knew that's exactly what I wanted to do. I just wanted. My only goal was to not have any regrets of, oh, I should have tried. Like I could not live with myself if I did that because I knew this was a once in a lifetime opportunity. So I applied myself 100%. And at the end of the fourth preseason game, I got asked, you're going to make the team. And it came down to like, I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that there's nothing else that you could have got from me. That was everything. So if it works out, let's go. If not, then, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. What's interesting, though, and this is one of the reasons I always tell these guys during the season why I'm such a huge fan of yours. First of all, I love an undrafted free agent who makes it, but a guy who makes it as big as you have. Because let's face it, dude, the Chargers back then, they had drafted Melvin Gordon. He's a first-round draft choice. He's, a guy coming from a big school. Everybody knows him. Everybody saw him play on Saturdays. Everybody saw his highlights on SportsCenter. Okay? And because of the way you played, you made a guy, I'm not trying to make this personal between you and him, hardly. It's just that you made a guy like him with his credentials expendable for the organization. That is a huge, that just speaks to the kind of player that you turned into.
Yeah, man, it's been a journey, right? And then it started as special teams, right? And I continue to chip my way up into the offense and be more impactful. And Mel was doing some contract stuff and gave me an opportunity to show, okay, can Austin start for us? Had a pretty successful first 3 games, and then Melvin Cack, and we pretty much split from there on out. And it, how it goes in the business side, you got to come to an agreement. If you don't, I basically made it so that, yeah, like you said, like, okay, they were fine with having me around if they couldn't get a deal done with Melvin, and they end up they couldn't get it done. So I became the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
And
you
just go ahead, Brian, jump in.
do you feel a change in the running back room? Do you feel a change in the offensive meetings? Do you feel a change with how teammates interact with you and react to you when you start making that come up, when you start building your name on special teams, when you've given everything you've given camp, and now you start getting more carries, now you start getting more responsibilities? Do you feel that shift of people now looking more at you, people treating you different?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's not necessarily because of, they see me different or anything like that, but they there's a respect factor, right? And then especially, you go year over year, I continue to get older, right? And so you keep continuing to get more young guys in, and especially there's a lot more undrafted guys, and there are drafted guys that come in on the roster, and during like rookie mini camp and things like that. And so everyone's looking to me from my story, like, man, like, what do I got to do? What did you do? And been sharing my story, and have had so many people ask me questions about my journey and things like that. And so the respect level has gone up, and then I continue to, be efficient and have success on the field. And so a lot of guys are looking to me for advice and for a way to get a routine going, so they can impact and try to get themselves on the team as well. And that's been something that I've been opening it up to the community as well, not just in sports, but just in general, because it's the same path, even though it's, a different, sport, career. Like, it's all about your mindset and your heart that you put into your passion.
Yeah. Yeah.
As an athlete, when you get out there, because again, I played semi-pro, so I never really got to the $1 million level, but I made enough money. When I got to a place, because in basketball, 4 guys get to a place, they're only keeping 2, so 2 of us gonna be gone. So that competition is there immediately. When you get drafted, you're watching Melvin Gordon, you're watching these other backs. Are you watching like, oh yeah, I'm if not better, I'm as good as that? What type of mentality was that?
I didn't know. I came from a Division II school, so even scouts were asking my head coach, like, okay, like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why is he Division II? Is he slow? He's got off the field problems, or his grades bad? Like, what's going on with this guy? So I never really had like a comparison until I got like pro day training, as far as like my competition level, how I stacked up to other guys that were going to like Division I schools. But what was something special for me that I got to compare myself is I worked out with Christian McCaffrey. We worked out the same day for pro day. So I was really able to measure myself up against him. And I was like, okay, like, for speed, like he's got a lot more technique than I did, but as far as strength, I'm definitely stronger than him. Like, I was just like comparing myself. So I'm like, okay, maybe I got a shot as far as physically to play at this level. And so really, I had no idea. I was just kind of going in blind and going in with, my best foot forward.
So just if you could, I'd love to just get this, because I told you from the beginning, huge fan of the underdog player. And I was, when I was coming out of college, I was an undrafted free agent by the Chargers, and I had like virtually no chance to make this team because John Carney was the kicker. And literally the last day of cuts, I was trying to get myself hurt so that they would have to put me on like injured reserve. God. Yeah. I mean, that's how desperate I was to try and make the team. Dude, just take us through that journey. High school, where you were, how you got to a Division II school, like why were you not a guy coming out of high school? How could you be this good this late in your career and in high school? Explain that. Where were you? Where in the country were you?
Yeah, so I was in Colorado, right? Small town Colorado, one stoplight town, Eaton, Colorado. Shout out to Eaton. It was a great little farm town. Bunch of support from the town, big sports town. I played all the sports. Football was definitely my best, but my senior year, even my junior year, had a pretty good junior year. My senior year, ran for like, 11 yards a carry, 43 touchdowns, like 2,000 rush yards, insane number. If you're trying to get discovered from a small town, you have to dominate. You have to, right? Like, you have to be like, wow, that was absurd. That's exactly what I did. Like, I was scoring like 5 touchdowns a game. So as far as the recruiting, I was confused. I'm like, why am I not getting looked at? One of my best friends was, he plays for the Raiders now. He was looked at, and then they like kind of talked to me, but not really interested in anything. So Division II schools start talking to me, wanted me to come on and play as the athlete. Like, they didn't know what they wanted me to play. They're like, oh, maybe like try you at corner. I was like, no, I want to play running back. That's what I've done forever. That's where I've had the most success. And so finally, Western Colorado came to me, and they're like, hey, we want you to play running back. And I was like, all right, where do I sign? I signed on the dotted line. And so that's where that journey started, from high school to college. Getting to college, really just focusing on my education, not really thinking about the NFL. I'm at this really tiny school, just want to make the best of my college career, end up starting as a freshman, have some success going through every single year, all the awards and things like that, All-American stuff, academic All-American. Like I said, I really took my education seriously. And then, looking at the NFL coach after my junior years, like, you might have a shot. You might have a shot. Like, he coached Danny Woodhead at Shadron. He was a special teams coach there during that time. Like, you remind me of the way he played and the success he had. And sure enough, my senior year, started getting some scouts coming to practice, and ended up getting an opportunity. But it was all about me being in the moment and taking advantage of what I had. I wasn't even ever thinking about the next step. I was thinking about where I was, and that allowed me to continue to grow and take advantage.
Yeah, wow. We're talking to Austin Ekeler this afternoon. Love to hear this story. Big fan of yours personally, man. And I just have a quick question. This is a selfish question. My son is playing Division II. Went this year. Went from a junior college from Saddleback College in Mission Viejo up to a place called West Liberty University in West Liberty, West Virginia. And I just didn't know what to tell him about what Division II competition is all about. But I said to him, I go, look, if you're an NFL talent, they'll find you anywhere. So what is Division II college football? In other words, you see so many guys in the transfer portal now, a guy of your talent and a guy of your success back then. Who knows if you would have stayed at Western Colorado, given the difference in college football today versus back then. So what is Division II competition?
I mean, the thing was, even if it does have success, I say if he's the guy there, stay. Like, if you're the guy, stay. I feel like a lot of these people that are transferring is because they're not getting the opportunity that they're looking for. It's usually the guys that aren't starting, like, oh, I need to go find somewhere else I can actually play. But my Division II was tiny. Like, my school is like 2,300 students. I pretty much knew everyone on campus. Like, I had more fans at our high school games than I did in college. My mom's up there. She's the loudest one in the stands. I can see her. I'm like,
she still is, man.
That's my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely still is, but now she gets drowned out a little bit more. But then, man, she was up there, definitely my biggest supporter and getting the fans hyped up. So, I mean, you gotta love the game. You gotta love the game. You gotta love the process. Hopefully, your son gets around a good group of guys that really helped me out. I got into a good group of guys that we love to work out. We love to play video games that we did in our free time. And so we grew that bond, and we were always just working out and just feeding off each other and competitive, right? Video games, super competitive, working out, super competitive. We actually got in trouble from our coach one time because we were running 2 miles before, like a couple weeks before spring training started because we were trying to get in shape. And they're like, yeah, you guys are doing too much. And so that was how we rolled, though. We were just doing everything. We were super committed. So that's what I would tell your son. And as far as the best advice, bro, surround yourself with some good guys that are competing to be in the same space you are, as far as being successful, as far as, working out, as far as whatever you're interested in. And that's going to help him. That's going to help him have an incredible, time in college, and also have some type of progression through his college career as well.
Yeah, we're talking to Austin Ekeler this afternoon. He's on Radio Row. Me and Browner are back at home base. Grande's up there doing things. Hey, Austin, so look, I am curious to hear what you think. Here are the Rams. They've made it into the Super Bowl. You know the story, man. You were in San Diego for how long at the beginning of your career?
6 weeks.
Wait, how long?
I was during the transition year. So literally, we've been in LA for 5 years, right? So my career's been 5 years long. I came into the Chargers literally during the transition. So I did my OTAs in San Diego, and then we met back up in LA after that.
So you actually never had a chance to play in Qualcomm Stadium?
I never played in Qualcomm Stadium.
Yeah. So you were never really like San Diego Charger to understand the passion and the anger and the hurt feelings and everything else that happened here in San Diego.
Yeah. I'm coming in really confused. Like, why is everyone so salty? I'm coming in like, hey, what the heck, man? We just got here.
Right. Well, I am curious. So, what is that like as a player? I mean, I know a lot of players have been asked this question over the years, but here you have the Rams in the Super Bowl in the stadium their ownership built in a beautiful, incredible, world-class facility that you guys play in. But you know how it goes, man. I mean, half the games, there can be opposing fan takeovers. And I'm just wondering, like, what motivates you? Because I can tell you this, man. Early in LaDainian Tomlinson's career, I can remember being in Carson at training camp. This is when the Chargers moved training camp from San Diego up to Carson because there was all these threats about moving. LaDainian Tomlinson and the Chargers, they were terrible. I mean, LT was great early, but the Chargers were terrible. But he made this long-term commitment. And by LT making that commitment to the franchise, I really believe that was one of the big turning points. This is going back to probably 2004, 5, 6-ish. What motivates you to stay with this franchise when, you could go other places eventually and you could, you could be in a place where the fans love you and you go to restaurants and everybody wants to high five you. I'm just curious, what makes you want to stick
Actually,
around
not
if you do?
asking that. I've not got asked that question on Radio Row in this next past days or a couple days. For me, man, it was the opportunity that they gave me, right? Like meeting with the scouts and they were at my practice. Like those were the guys that were the most excited about having me around, and it really stuck with me. And now, even that I've been here and making an impact in this community with my foundation and just the love and support that I've got from this community, yeah, it could be better probably somewhere else with more fans. But just the fact that I started here and this is where my opportunity was first, I just want to stay here forever. And there's opportunities of being in LA in this beautiful state, just adds on top of it. So it's all coming together as far as like just me wanting to be here for the rest of my career.
Mm. Well, I want you to hear for the rest of your career too. I just want you to play for the Rams.
Hey, look, I don't think the Chargers will let me go so easily anymore. So I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Austin, what do you got going on? I know you're up there on Radio Row, and I know you got some promotional stuff that's cooking. So what do you got going on this Super Bowl week?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, we got a sick event coming on later tonight at 5:30 at the convention center. If you're out here enjoying these few days before the Super Bowl, so P&G is putting on a carnival, and so basically there's a bunch of games as you'd expect from a carnival. So you come, see if you can swing a hammer harder than me. We're definitely going to be competing. This is one of the things I love to do is interact, and there's going to be some giveaways, which I'm always down for. Giveaways, giving away a wash machine and some Super Bowl tickets to next year. And if not good enough for you, if you're wearing Ekeler 30 jersey, I have some signed player cards to give out. So if you're showing me love, I'll show love back. And then at the same time, you can learn about how you can actually, impact your community through their loyalty program. And so it's just like it's an opportunity for everyone to come together, engage, have some fun, and then learn about how we can impact the community at the same time.
Last thing for me, did you see the movie American Underdog about Kurt Warner?
Oh my God.
I have never seen American Underdog.
What do you mean, oh my God, Browner?
The
Why is
trailer
that?
was terrible. No one's going to see the movie because the trailer was so terrible. This is a busy dude. The trailer was terrible. He's not going to watch a movie with a terrible trailer.
The reason I ask, though, is because when I think of the greatest undrafted free agent who became the biggest star, Super Bowl MVP, Hall of Famer, movie about his life, it's Kurt Warner. And I just wonder if someone like yourself, who look, you weren't bagging groceries necessarily, and you made it as a rookie, but I just was wondering if
no, I was building barbed wire fence.
Is that what you were doing, dude?
That's what I was doing. I was building miles of barbed wire fence for the railroad.
This is after college, but before the NFL.
This is during high school. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing growing up. Yeah.
Wow, man. Well, let me tell you something, dude. Again, listen, don't take this as please don't be offended by it, okay? But seriously, like I am the biggest Charger hater because I was the guy that was trying to keep the Chargers in town. And I gave up on them when they gave up on San Diego. You said you didn't understand the saltiness because you came into it as the Chargers were transitioning. But congratulations to you, man. You are an incredible story, and you're a great guy. And I just wish you played for the Rams. That's all.
Well, I appreciate the support of myself. Thank you. And, good luck to your son out there, man, too. Out there in the D2 world. It's a little different. It's a little smaller, but definitely some good times to be had.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Thanks for saying that. I appreciate that. Hey, Austin, have a great time up there and enjoy yourself, man.
Thanks, boys. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
All
right
right,
on.
brother.
We appreciate you too, man. Thank you so much. That was really cool, Austin. Thank you.
That was fun, man. That was fun. Listen, you got to stop with this Kurt Warner movie, man. The Kurt Warner movie was, I don't know, terrible. I didn't see it. Did you see it? Did you even see the movie?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my, you haven't even seen it. Alex, have you seen the Kurt Warner movie?
No, he hasn't seen it yet.
Me?
Yeah. We're still rolling, by the way.
Oh, I was gonna say no.
I didn't know we were still
Should
rolling.
I be
I
nice?
didn't know we were still rolling.
Yeah, we're still rolling.
Oh, all right.
It's called transitioning, brother.
Oh, thank you. Hey, let me tell you something.
How was Austin?
He was
Fantastic.
great. He was great. Listen, there were a lot of people that sent me messages yesterday that said, do not put him on the air.
Oh my God.
We're going to revoke Charge Peter Club card. Can't revoke it, man. I created it. Cannot revoke it. But I told you guys this all season long. I've been consistent about it. I love that guy. I hate the Chargers. I hate the Spanoses. I want them to lose, but I love that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Were you
Think he was
trying to
pissed off?
persuade him to leave?
Yeah, I was
Did
trying
I
to get
hear
him to
that
go to the
correctly?
Rams. Yeah, I was trying to
Yes.
get him to go to the Rams.
Yes.
Yeah, because he said he wants to
Nice.
stay in
Immediately, by the
LA.
way.
And he was
says-
like, I don't think they're gonna let. He's like, they're not
Yeah,
gonna let me go that early. That
Right.
easy
He
or
said,
something like that.
yeah, the Chargers aren't letting me go so
Yeah.
easy anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was the first time we've done that. And like the guy, just want him to play for the Rams. That's all. You know, just I mean, Alex, could you see his reactions? Because I know you took off your headset and you handed him to me. Could you see his reactions when I was telling him I want him to play for the Rams rather than the Chargers?
He was like super chill. That I was like, are they just regularly interviewing them, or is Scott actually telling him that he's the president?
Oh, I
of the
told
Charger
him the
Hater
truth
Club?
straight up. We'll talk more about it when we come
Okay,
back. Stick
okay.
around, everybody. This is Kaplan and Crew with Grande and the Brown Man from the 7 Mile Casino Studios.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Alive and Well at Your View want to send you and a guest on a fabulous vacation in Hawaii. You'll stay at the luxurious Fairmont Orchid Hawaii and experience their award-winning spa. Enjoy acres of gardens, waterfalls, an oceanfront pool, and white sand beach. Winners will also receive Sambucol Black Elderberry products to complete your wellness journey. Visit aliveandwell.tv for your chance to win.
We were the first. We carry the fire that began civilizations, and then we built them. We strengthened a nation, and then we fought for it. We are scientists, poets, and lawmakers. We are artists, leaders, and warriors. And as we gaze toward tomorrow, we leave an indelible mark on the past. Black History Month on Your View is proudly brought to you by Subaru of El Cajon, an extraordinary experience for everyone.
Prospect Home Finance, San Diego's mortgage leader, is celebrating 15 years of happy clients. HomeFinance.com is the go-to resource online or on your mobile device to discover your best home loan options.
Hi, I'm Jason Bondrak, CEO at Prospect Home Finance. I want to say thank you to all of our clients, both past and future. As part of our 15-year anniversary, we'll close your home loan in 15 business days.
Start your easy home finance process today at HomeFinance.com.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Number 22 ranked St. Mary's got the win over University of San Diego men's basketball on Thursday night. Marcellus Earlington had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. It is the 19th time this season that Earlington has had double-figure points. He still sits at 11th in the West Coast Conference, averaging 13.8 points per game. Jace Townsend had 10 points and was 4 of 4 from the stripe. It is the 9th time Townsend has scored 10-plus points this season. Terrell Brown-Soares tallied 4 blocks in just the first half. He has 61 blocks on the year, which is 4th all-time. He also had a career-high 3 steals. USD is now 13-12, 6-6 in the West Coast Conference. Next game for USD, they'll take on Pacific on Saturday. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by Your View.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
Today, we proudly held the ribbon cutting ceremony for our new office in La Jolla, California. Here we are in the Merrill Lynch building, right in the middle of the village, and really, really happy to be part of this neighborhood. This is really special to Prospect in that it almost signifies the fact that we've grown up officially. We have survived the past 15 years by being very agile. We come to this one amazing location from 3 separate offices. So it's fantastic having everyone under one roof. This is going to do wonders in terms of streamlining our operations, being able to communicate with someone down the hall as opposed to someone who's several blocks away is going to be terrific. Our CEO, Jason Vondrack, he's a very humble person, but I know this day really, really means a lot to him in that he has led this company for 15 years. And he started this business out of a studio apartment. And look where we are now. That's huge. I think this new space signifies just endless possibilities for prospects. I mean, we're headquartered in La Jolla, but we do business all around the country. So our goal is to be licensed to offer home financing in all 50 states, and we're well on our way.
Prospect Home Finance. Fast, friendly, affordable.
I founded Driveway Auction after working in the automotive industry, becoming a dealer and questioning the process that puts consumers at a huge disadvantage when selling their cars.
The big difference between Driveway and the other services is that Driveway works for you. If you've ever tried to sell a car, you know that it's an awful process that makes you either go and meet strangers in parking lots to take test drives or sit at the dealership for hours and hours while they wear you down. Driveway eliminated all of that.
With Driveway Auction, we come to you, so we complete the 40-point vehicle inspection from the comfort and convenience of your own driveway.
We send an independent third-party inspector to take measurements of the car, take pictures of it, evaluate the condition.
We use that information to advocate for you, using our network of buyers to compete. And when they compete, you win.
They take over the whole process, and you don't have to do anything.
Our clients get more money and a better process with Driveway.
Everybody at Driveway made me feel so comfortable during the whole process. It was a great experience.
Prospect Home Finance is a mortgage company. We specialize in residential refinances and home purchases. So Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, if you're going out looking for a pre-approval to buy a new home, meet with the realtor, we would help you facilitate that and walk you through the process from A to Z. We specialize in getting homeowners loans for their dream home, but we also do more than that. So today we came down to Ocean Beach, partnered up with Surfrider, and had some team members come down here from Prospect, all pitched together, and had quite a bit of trash to clean up.
It's really heartening to see people come out and really care for the waterways.
It was great getting out here, and we're going to do it again soon. We're always looking for ways to give back to the community of San Diego. So if you have any ideas or need any help or support in any way, visit us at homefinance.com.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Black history represents integrity, character, strength, dependency, leadership, so many things. I am attorney Stephen Nwobe. I'm the owner and managing attorney of Nwobe Law Group. We are a personal injury law firm here in Las Vegas, Nevada. When I mentor young Black children or the Black youth here in our community, there's some key lessons that I want them to take away from that mentorship. And those things are, I want them to be confident, I want them to be well-grounded. I want them to understand that they will grow up in a society that will demand more of them than their peers. I want them to know that they'll have to work twice as hard to become successful. I want people to know and understand that Black history is not only for Black people. Black history is American history, and Black history should be celebrated year-round.
If you love animals, Animal Zone is for you. From rescues to animal experts, Animal Zone is fun for the whole family. Watch Animal Zone right here on Your View, Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. and visit animalzone.org to learn more about the show.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.